Hello, good evening and welcome to One Life Left. I'm Steve Curran.
I am Simon Byron.
And I'm Anne Scantlebury.
Whoa!
Oh, sorry.
Are
Can't
you?
be really...
What?
Hang
Are
on.
you?
1 second.
You're like a pretend Anne Scantlebury.
And I'm Anne Scantlebury.
There you are.
Thank you.
We are a radio show about video games.
We're back. This is episode 1 of season 9.
9, it turns out.
Oh.
Who'd have thought, hey?
We issued a press release. So excited to be back this season. So overwhelmed we were that we got the season number wrong.
Did we? Is it wrong in the press release?
We announced that we were coming back for season 8, and I thought, that's great, isn't it? We forgot a whole season.
Wonder what happened in that. That was like the season of Dallas, where Bobby... I woke up in the shower.
It was all a dream.
Yeah.
And we were all there. Exactly. Just spooning.
I think that's Nottingham, isn't it?
Is it? Exactly. That's this year's Nottingham.
That's right. We talked about Nottingham, didn't we, last week?
We did.
We had a meeting after the show.
We did. When are we going to...
We should probably let them know what we're doing. They keep sending emails saying, guys, but really, what are you doing?
We did let them know. We gave them a title.
And they threw it back at us incorrectly. Do you know what they called it?
I do know what they called it. What did they call it, Simon?
They called it
They've started referring to it as one murder left.
Yeah.
So, listeners, that's what we're doing at Nottingham. If you can guess what our actual title is that the organisers of Nottingham Game City are confusing with, you could win a prize. That prize could be a murder.
This is episode 1.
2.
No, it was
1.
episode 1. Thanks. Last week we did a preview show, which meant it was just bare bones. It was just us guys and girl in the studio.
It's a good time.
Getting used to each other's company, feeling our way through an hour of radio. This week we're doing it properly. That means features.
Come
Yes.
on.
It means music.
Brilliant.
And it means a guest.
Got a
No,
guess.
no, I don't want one.
So, there you go. There was a preview. He was laughing then. Listeners, can you guess who he is? Yeah. So when we sat down and mapped out exactly who we wanted on this season of One Life Left, the 9th, top of our list was this man, who, it turns out, we've never had on an actual show.
What?
So I asked him, and he found time in his busy schedule. We're delighted to be joined in the studio tonight by Gamer Network's Rupert Loman.
Hello.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to... You're 14. You were 14 last week, weren't you?
You look older than 14.
Happy birthday.
I get that a lot, but no, I'm actually 30. But yeah, Gamer Network is 14.
14. You turned 14 last week, so we
Congratulations.
thought, what better time now that you're,
Yeah.
14.
And I was delighted to be invited, particularly when you said it was your first episode.
Exactly.
What you didn't mention that it was your 9th year. But
Rupert, what's your job title?
founder and
Founder.
CEO.
Excellent. You've been going for 14 years.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
only something we can aspire to, isn't it?
We've been
9
going
seasons
for
is
9.
nothing.
Can we ever catch them up? I'm sure we can. But let's try.
Yeah, we're going to have to Benjamin Button them.
Okay, so Rupert's around for the whole hour. Thanks for coming in. We'll chat to you later, but we're going to start this show as we started every show in the previous 8 years with Anne's News.
It's 7:05 on Monday the 9th of September. I'm Anne Scantlebury and this is the news. Sony has announced that a redesigned PlayStation Vita will launch in Japan in October, with PlayStation Vita TV coming in November. The new Vita will be thinner, lighter and have more memory and will be better in every way you can imagine. Vita TV will be a small device that allows you to play Vita games on your TV. Sony hasn't said whether or when the new Vita or Vita TV will be coming to other regions. It seems pretty obvious that the world should threaten to take away the Olympics if Japan refuses to share nicely.
This was a surprise today, wasn't it?
It was such a surprise that I know nothing about
Really?
it.
So, obviously, now you know everything you need to know about it. Because
Shall we move on?
Okay. I was a little disappointed that Sony didn't continue their trolling of other hardware manufacturers, because you know that they did their E3 press conference. They did a little skit which was how to share a game on PlayStation 4, and I forget who it was, handed it to another man. They went, "That's it." It was a little video. I would have liked it if they'd announced a new Vita, but taking the mickey out of the 2DS. Gone, "Oh, we're doing a new piece of hardware. It plays PS1 games alone, and that's it.
It's got loads of hinges.
Exactly. Yeah. But they didn't. Rupert, were you surprised by this?
I was, yeah. I think everyone was surprised.
Yeah, it sort of came from, but it's
surprised and delighted.
It's gone down very well, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think everything Sony's doing at the moment seems to be going down very well with everyone. It seems amazing, kind of.
It's been a turnaround, isn't it? Because people had written them off.
So, Anne, what does more memory mean?
More bytes.
That's right.
Okay.
Inside of it, which means
Yeah.
you don't need a memory card.
Okay, more bytes inside of it.
Yeah.
I mean, is this storage memory or RAM?
Yeah, well, it's an internal memory card, but it's only a gig. So the idea, if you didn't buy a memory card initially, you can still save your game.
So it's totally backwards compatible with the
It
old
is, although they've
Vita.
changed the screen, haven't they? They've gone from OLED to LED.
What is OLED?
Exactly.
I was going to ask you that.
Oh, LED. That.
Yeah, but it's the PlayStation. So it's called the Vita TV, is it? I don't know why they didn't call it the T Vita.
That is
PlayStation
good.
T Vita.
That
I think you've
is
answered
good.
your own question.
What, the console is called the Vita TV?
There's two different things.
Two things happened
Right,
today.
okay.
Two.
I know, imagine. It's been a long day, Steve.
It really has. I'm exhausted.
They announced a redesigned PlayStation Vita.
Right, I'm there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get
got
it.
that. And then they also announced...
And that's called what? The redesign?
it's just called the PlayStation Vita, isn't it?
Really?
PlayStation Vita 2000 model or something.
Okay. That's now fact.
Right.
I have to refer to it from now on.
Or something.
And then they also announced a micro console. So, which apparently takes Vita cards as well, doesn't it? You plug it. I couldn't quite. There was confused reporting. Some people said it takes Vita cards.
So
it's a
like
Vita
one of
without a
those little
screen.
Android stick type
That's exactly what it is. It's what the kids call a micro console,
okay.
and it will stream. You'll be able to stream PlayStation 4 games to another TV in the house.
I think it's the Vita games onto your TV.
And coming to it, PlayStation 4. Yeah.
Remotely, you can play
Well, there
them.
you go. It does everything.
Well, yeah.
Apart from the dishes.
And sorry, Rupert, you were shaking your head. Can you put a Vita game in it?
Embarrassingly, I haven't read the story on Eurogamer today.
That's just detail. Just detail.
I
isn't it?
have.
That's exactly what it was.
I really wish I had.
Remember the 22nd of November, because that's when the Xbox One will be exploding into 13 territories, including the UK. It'll cost upwards of £430, with many retailers creating their own bundles. Microsoft has also announced that the Xbox One will allow 8 controllers to connect at one time within a range of 9 metres. This news has been welcomed by the Giant Octopus gaming community, which, although small, has been poorly catered for in the past. Let's take a moment to listen to the sound of 1,000 giant octopi applauding for Microsoft.
It would be funny if you just played the next music jingle, because who cares? What was the date? 22nd.
20 seconds.
My birthday is the 24th.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. So I fall between Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in terms of, time.
Does that change your age?
It does, yeah.
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 Brilliant.
I know.
Wait, you're now between 1 and 4?
Exactly.
You're 3.
We covered this last week, didn't we, on Show Zero?
Yeah.
You're going to get an Xbox One if they send it to you.
No, I'm going to...
Is that right?
No, I don't want it regardless.
Okay.
No, I totally would have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely more PlayStation 4 than Xbox One.
Rupert, what are you going to get?
Both.
Are you?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
It's going to be an exciting week for you, isn't it?
8 controllers at once.
I know, brilliant.
8 controllers. Who has that many friends?
Well, Steve was debating with somebody on Twitter this week, weren't you?
Tim Clark, wasn't I?
Was it Tim
I wasn't
Clark?
debating so much as all capsing him. He said that he asked whether there were any decent games that used more than 4 controllers. What is
Buzz.
the purpose of having more
Buzz.
than 4 controllers? And I said Saturn Bomberman, which
Did you
is
say it like that? How did you actually say it?
Saturn Bomberman in all caps. It's an excellent game.
Tim's now left Twitter because of the
No,
trolling.
I was joking a bit, but Saturn Bomberman is excellent, and I don't know, there's something nice about having lots of controllers around one TV, isn't there?
There is when you're not trying to sell Kinect.
Right.
They're like, yeah,
I'm not, though.
your body's a controller.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but you can't get 8 bodies controlling one thing.
Can you not?
No.
have you asked?
It'd be so
Dear
confusing.
Microsoft.
Right. Imagine. So Martin Hollis confused it once by wearing black. Imagine 8 Martin
smoking.
Hollises
Okay.
confusing Connect. All in one room. It wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
that'd be a great room to be in, though, wouldn't it? With 8 Martin Hollises.
It just wouldn't work. You can't have 8 bodies.
But yeah, I can't see any commercial releases using 8 controllers. Can you? But maybe some of the indie games that they now apparently like.
I mean, while I do enjoy Saturn and Bomberman at 10 people, it is a bit of a nightmare. I mean, part of that's the wires, which can't, get tangled around each other, but also just saying, okay, you're player 1, here's a pad, player 2. The human overhead of managing a game like that is ridiculous, and the number of times you get to play it per decade is 1 or 2.
You need
8.
really big sofas as well.
And you need at least 9 friends. And like Anne
I was thinking more the sofas, but I see what you mean with the friends.
In a shocking twist, Rockstar has decided to use actual hard, scary gang members to voice ambient characters in Grand Theft Auto 5. Speaking to WGN, writer and producer Lucian Jones said, "We don't want a goofy LA actor who went to a fancy school trying to be a hard gang member. There's nothing worse than that, so just go find the terrifying people and say, 'Can you come in here, please?' We burned furniture and drank moonshine, and every few hours we'd go record some more. I bought fireworks, liquor, and slabs of things to barbecue. It was all expensed." And truly it seems that they really are rock stars.
Wow.
That would have been a wonderful audition tape for you then. Can you read a bit about the stuff, what you did? Drinking moonshine and bought some fireworks. Why'd you do that? Is it always a party when you've got gang members in? Hey guys, I bought you some fireworks.
They need some kind of bangs going off.
We know Lucian, don't we?
We've met him.
We have met him, haven't we? A long time ago.
Very polite.
Was he? He didn't strike me as being
Doesn't sound
maybe
like
he's gone
a
off the
gentleman.
rails. He's been
Well, he
drinking
did say-
moonshine.
He's been
did say-
hanging out with a rough crowd.
Well, he did say please to them,
Please come in here, guys.
which apparently
guys.
worked.
What other... I know what this
okay.
is. This is a ruse for when they have to put their expenses through at Rockstar and they've got a load of prostitutes. And they've gone, yeah, no, we wanted to get the real ones to mocap them. I bought some fireworks.
Isn't the whole point of an actor that they can be something that they are not?
Yes, it is.
You're an actor, aren't you?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
So
Let's
surely you
pretend.
can do gangster as well as a gangster can.
Oh, but there's so many different types of gangster, Steve.
Anyone will do.
Oh, no. Okay, so...
What's a line from
Oh.
GTA, Simon?
Good.
Just get in character while we discuss your material. What's a line from GTA someone might say?
That's not talking.
Take that, you lady of the night.
Wait, what? Oh, take that, you lady of the night. Oh.
That was more
Good.
SingStar than GTA.
Oh.
Yep.
Gonna totally shoot you in the face.
What
yeah.
is happening?
Yeah, I know. I'm
don't
trying to move
think
it on.
it's gonna
Rupert, do you think
work.
you're going to go full circle then on this for Eurogamer? Could you employ a gang member to review the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
So if you're a gang member, please write into team@onelifeleft.com and we'll pass on your details to Eurogamer.
Do they respect embargoes?
Oh, that's a very
They
good
respect
question.
nothing.
Well, then we might have a problem.
David Cage has revealed why Heavy Rain was a PlayStation 3 exclusive. Speaking at a BAFTA event, he explained that Microsoft was scared of the controversy a kidnapped child in the game could cause. He said, "They got scared by the fact that Heavy Rain was about kids being kidnapped, and they said, 'This is an issue, we want to change it.' Well, we could have kidnapped cats. It would be a different experience. For me, that was a very interesting signal. It was like, you know what? I don't think we can work together because you don't understand what I'm trying to achieve here. And now we will all need to shut up until someone makes a cat kidnapping game."
It would have been very difficult, a very different game, wouldn't it, if you'd been kidnapping cats, I suppose.
I love cats.
I'm not sure I would have gone to the extent I did go through in Heavy Rain to try and rescue the cat.
Really?
Yeah, you have to do some pretty dark things, Anne. In Heavy
Right, but a
Rain.
little cat mewing and... mew.
Yeah, I'm not going to cut my own finger off for a cat, am I? Am I?
Yeah.
Am I? Okay.
Well, if you're a good guy,
Right.
you would, Simon.
I would not. I thought he was owned by Sony. Is he?
Pretty much.
So that's presumably why he made Heavy Rain for PlayStation.
Well, yeah, I think the millions of dollars that he was paid by Sony to make it for PlayStation would be it. Yeah.
Right. I noticed actually on the day of his BAFTA lecture that a lot of people and websites suddenly had tickets to give away for that night's lecture. Which I was a little sad at, because for everything that David Cage does wrong, I think he's excellent. I do very much enjoy his games, but
his talks are really good.
Did you go?
No.
Okay, so not that good.
I've been to one before. He is mad.
Right.
You know that, right?
Well, yeah, and his games are usually
But
mad
we need more of that, though.
I completely agree. I'm very much looking forward to Beyond. Is it Beyond Two Souls? Yeah. Should be good.
Game content has been in the news this week, hasn't it? Controversial game content with Kojima's step into the saucy.
Oh, hello. Yeah, it has. Yeah, what's he been? He's been drinking moonshine, isn't he, Hideo? Because what did he say?
He took a stand against all this ridiculous political correctness.
He took a stand and he put some boobs on it, didn't he?
Babes with boobs. Yeah, with guns.
He said he was trying to eroticise gaming characters, which, well, I mean, I'm surprised no one's done it before.
That's the man, isn't he? Always one step ahead.
Yeah.
That's not your next news story, is it?
It'd be really embarrassing if it was. And finally, Microsoft is helping out Xbox Live users in these tough economic times. The company has relaunched the Xbox Live Rewards scheme, where players can get rewards credits for playing games. Players will earn 1,000 credits for playing disc-based games for 10 hours within 30 days. Points can also be earned for taking surveys, recommending friends, and renewing your Xbox Live subscription. 1,000 credits works out at just under 70p for 10 hours of play. Finally, we can all be games journalists.
That was a good joke at the end there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Zing.
Hard hitting.
Wasn't it?
Social commentary.
That's me.
Wow.
Comes once in a blue moon.
Have you... I automatically got an email about this telling me that I'd been signed up. I opted out immediately. Did you?
I didn't notice an email. It was probably already opted into spam.
Right.
Emails from them.
Rupert, you can take part in this? No?
You could earn so much.
70p
Imagine earning that much money.
Hang on, do the maths again. How much?
It's just under 70p.
For playing 10 hours of a disc-based game. It's I mean, I just
When you put it like that.
it struck me as an odd one. That I mean, I've happily loaded up a PC game and minimised it just to get the trading cards that don't exist. And I'm fine with that. But then I sort of saw this as like 70p for playing 10 hours. I thought that's insulting.
Yeah.
That's odd, isn't it?
I was playing an iOS game the other day and I got 20 in-game credits for watching an advert.
Did you?
It congratulated me.
Look at what you've
and
become.
Like, if you watch some more, 20 more credits could be heading your way. And I felt dirty.
I'm not surprised. But still, do you think that we should start offering rewards?
For people to listen?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to have to listen for a long time before they get any rewards from this show, I'll tell you that.
One Life Left video game news with Anne Scantleberry.
Hello, I'm Sega Badawi and welcome to One Life Left local news. A local raccoon has been the latest person to be arrested in connection to the payday loan scandal that is sweeping the video game world. The raccoon, named as 43-year-old Thomas J. Nook, is believed to have been lending money at vastly inflated interest rates to new residents of the village. Mr. Nook has stated that he never asked to be repaid on the loans and he never pressured anyone to repay them. The case is expected to be heard in court in the next few weeks. And we've just got time for a quick catch-up on the traffic. There's been a spillage of bananas over on the Rainbow Road. Police have closed the road down, so cars are being diverted through Choco Mountain and delays of over half an hour are expected. Thanks, and back to your usual programming.
You're listening to One Life Left on Resonance 104.4 FM.
We're going to explode.
It didn't really drop, did it?
It didn't drop. We're
just
still
kept
waiting.
going.
We're still waiting. This is Love You Like a Love Song. It's a cover of the Selena Gomez classic by Bit Your Bitch. And it's excellent, but it could do with a clearer drop.
It really could, couldn't it?
It's just a little bit of advice. Just a little bit of advice from
Excellent,
a chiptune DJ veteran. No, it's really good. Thanks a lot. We are still joined by Rupert Loman.
We were. I was just thinking it was a good job we hadn't set up our live YouTube broadcasting bit of this, because then the listeners would have heard the lie that I just told.
First, they would have seen you kick the bucket.
Oh, that's true. Kick the bucket, and then told Rupert a lie,
And they would have seen Anne do the gangster sign.
Yes, now you know. Yeah, that was a good sign for radio, wasn't it?
I'm saying nothing.
That's how it goes. It's going all right, isn't it?
It's going really well.
It's going okay so
Happy to be
far.
back.
How can it go better?
We could do an amazing, in-depth interview with an important member of the games journalism development industry. Could be hard-hitting.
I've got this.
Break some exclusives.
I've got this.
Guys,
Yeah?
we've only got Rupert Loman in, though. What are we going to do? Oh.
Zing.
You've got this, Simon.
I've got this.
Yeah, do it.
Rupert, it's just occurred to me something.
Here we go.
You said you were 30.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you 30?
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
And you've just celebrated your 14th anniversary as Gamer Networks.
You do the math.
16?
Yep.
You were 16 when you founded it.
Yep.
Wow. What was I doing at 16?
I really thought you were going to hit him with some truth then, and instead
I
it
thought
was
he was
just
going to hit me.
it was just a bit of a personal reflection.
It's a moment of sadness. I mean, that's impressive. So you set it up when you were 16. I remember first coming across you guys actually at Eurogamer when I was working with the fine chaps at Telewest who were setting up Blue Yonder, the broadband thing, and they I hadn't heard about you guys, and they said, all of our editorial content's going to be provided by Eurogamer, and then we met you and someone else, and you were just children.
Yeah, that was 2001, so 18.
18? I thought you were joking.
Yeah.
What these? Yeah.
Telewest gave us our big break.
Did they?
So
I did then in sort of, yeah.
And they're just about
and
still
look at you
going.
now. So you recently rebranded Gamer Network, so you were Eurogamer prior to that.
Yep.
So Eurogamer was .net was the first site you did.
That's right, yeah.
So what year was that?
That was 99. That was just because we played a lot of video games and we thought, let's put some stuff on the internet about them. Unfortunately, lots of other people have had that idea since.
But you remain one of the leaders, surely.
I would like to think so, yeah.
Well, we like to think, Anne certainly does, because that's literally where we get all of our news
You
from.
wouldn't get her news from anywhere else, would you?
No. Anything that's a win for you is a win for us.
That's how we see it, exactly. Very much part of the family. So so how long were you running Eurogamer for? Just on its own?
Oh, right. That was about 2 years until we did the thing with Telewest, and that gave us our big breaks. They gave us some actual money we could spend on things.
So were you doing this as part time?
Yeah, it was during my A levels, but I didn't do very well because I was
What'd you get?
playing games. I think I got 2 Bs.
That's all
and
right.
a D,
Oh.
but I got
What's a
an
D
A in general studies, which I maintain is a real A level.
It's the only test. It's the only
Exactly.
test of intelligence,
It's
isn't
common
it?
sense.
Just
Everything else is just rote learning. General studies you can't learn for. You can't revise. It's just a
The way I
test.
look at it is, if I went to college more, I would have done better in those subjects. But the one that you don't go to college for, I was already good at.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
I-
what's
I-
that one?
General
Studies.
Oh, okay.
I got an A in general studies as well.
General studies wasn't around when I was doing A levels.
It's always been around.
No. Everything is very specific.
Specialist.
Very specific.
They retired it after we nailed it.
Exactly. So it's a different world back then, wasn't it? Everybody was on dial-up modems. Was that right?
Yeah. It was around the time of sort of a few people getting ISDN, and they were the really lucky ones. But yeah, dial up.
And what formats were you covering?
mainly PC.
Right.
So it was the time of Unreal Tournament and Quake 3 and games like that that we used to play.
And so when was it that you realised that it was actually going to grow into this? So how many people do you employ now?
About 50 full-time.
So at what point? Telewest paid, so you were providing content for
they wanted a
on the site?
Yeah, they wanted a website, so we made them a website, and they gave us some money, and they took our content as well, and then we used that to pay some writers, and we hired a couple of programmers, and then we built from there. So in 2002 we started gamesindustry.biz, which people in the industry use. I'm sure Anne's familiar with it.
I love the .biz.
Yep. There you go.
I'm so about .biz.
And who was around in 2001 when you
99?
Sorry,
very early days. So the earliest person who's still with us is Tom Bramwell, who joined in February 2000, and he's editor-in-chief of Eurogamer. So yeah.
And what about your rivals?
IGN and GameSpot were 97, 98.
Okay.
So they started it, but
but you were only like 14, 15 then?
Exactly. You couldn't have been expected to start it then. Tell them to calm down. It's not your fault.
They're in America as well, to be fair. But and Future were around, but they were mainly doing magazine stuff. So they had Daily Radar. Do you remember that?
They did. Yeah, I do remember Daily Radar. It was terrible, wasn't it?
I wrote
it
for
launched. That's what I mean. Did you write for it?
A little bit, yeah.
It was massive. Well, I say terrible. It was just difficult to use when it first launched. Daily Radar wasn't it? Or
it's a website that was it was bad a long time ago, and it never got any better.
Right.
Is it still around?
They bailed, didn't they?
It's Games Radar now.
They one of Future's sort of mini crises they seem to go through every 5 years. They panicked and they fired all of the they got rid of all of the internet stuff at exactly the time when it was about to blow up. And it was a huge misstep because they lost any sort of, not head start, but any any start they had at least, and had to reboot, and that was really, really bad move. I did, bits. I only ever did editorial work for them under a variety of pseudonyms, and I remember the email coming around sent by Jim McCauley, which began with a sound effect of. He said, "What's that?" That's the sound of the gravy train coming off the tracks.
You're all fired.
You're all no more freelance budget for the internet side of things. We're going all print all the time.
Did that lessen the blow of the sound effect?
I thought it was funny.
Did he attach the sound? Because that would have been advanced. It
wasn't. It was actually a very good lesson in all caps phonetics.
Oh, right, okay.
And I've taken that to Twitter and continue to scare Tim Clark with it.
Thank you, Jim McCauley.
Have you had to fire anyone?
Yeah.
And how did you do it?
Not very well.
Really?
Yeah, it's quite difficult. They don't teach you that stuff in general studies. So,
That is a specific skill.
Yeah. So, it happens.
What's the best way to deal with it?
Get someone else to do it.
Oh, okay. So say for example,
that was a joke, by the way.
if someone on the team had to be sadly let go.
Out of you three?
Yeah.
It'd probably be Simon.
Okay, that wasn't the question. Okay, but if Simon did have to be let go and say I didn't want to do it, and maybe I asked you to do it, how would you?
I think he just has.
Just get my phone. I was going to ask you a few more nice questions.
I'll let you get back to the interview.
I don't think I can anymore. More. That's the sound of you being fired, Simon.
And what would Simon, for example, have done wrong? I think is the question.
I didn't put him forward, so.
Or anyone. I think it depends on the situation, right?
Okay.
So the Gamer Network now. Let's get back to this. So what does that? So what is the Gamer Network?
Lots of websites like Eurogamer and Games Industry, and now excitingly events as well. So Eurogamer Expo is our main event.
It's next month.
Yes, this month.
Oh, this month, September.
Weeks.
I can't get time right, can I?
Do we have a stand at that?
We do we, Rupert?
You've got tickets.
Do we? Didn't know that.
Oh no, sorry, you don't.
What I was particularly interested was you. So in between all of that, you launched Eurogamer actually in Europe, didn't you? So you started as a UK site.
Yeah.
And now you've got France, Germany, Italy.
Yeah, we found licensees, as we call them.
Okay.
But what really we were doing is just finding people a bit like us around Europe, that wanted to run a website a bit like Eurogamer. So we went and met lots of people in all these countries, and you're right there.
Steve banging his head against the microphone because he
one
really
for the
wanted
season.
he wanted to do Italy.
He hates Europe. So we found lots of cool people, and so I think we've got sites in about 12 different languages now. Yeah.
And so, what are the key differences between your readers in the different European territories? Are there any?
They're similar in the sense that they're all avid gamers, and all our sites are about kind of video games, quite in depth. So people really like their games. But yeah, there's different kind of traffic patterns in different countries.
So who likes what the most?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. That's too much detail. I
Is
think.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just into general studies.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us, Rupert. You're going to stick around, aren't you?
Do I have a choice?
Nope.
You're fired.
That's how you do it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Guess who's back?
Eminem?
The Do You Inverts.
Junket swag and mock reviews, press releases presented as news, trinkets, freebies undeclared, integrity mostly impaired, and Gersman, Gate and Lauren Wainwright, 10 out of 10 just doesn't seem right. Oh, games journalism, lol. Paid for review event, paid for exclusive content, those legal threats feel hasty, these Doritos are rather tasty, view embargo for everyone, nobody dares jump the gun. Oh, games journalism, lol. And oh, plagiarism and rewriting, oh, churned articles in fighting, and oh, PR dressed as news, and clickbait to drive the views. Vilify those who call you out, try to have the loudest shout. Rap Florence sent us a warning, Kotaku posted another unboxing, American flag upon their wall, no scruples left at all. Games journalism law. Oh, no citations inside. Oh, is it so difficult to write? Oh, stuff that isn't a load of games journalism lol.
It's the Do You Inverts,
Welcome
everybody.
back.
Oh, welcome back.
We've only come back so that they can. That's what we do for you, our listeners.
Email, messages and forward BCC. One life letters.
We've literally just received an email while we've been on air, continuing the theme of the show. Dear Simon, thank you for your membership within the IGDA this past year. We wanted to take a moment to notify you that your IGDA membership expired.
Have they just fired you?
Just fired me. Thanks.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Igda.
cheers for that. Right, letters. Thank you very much for all your actual letters we've received this month. Anne, do you want to go first?
Hey team,
Hi.
if any of you have US iOS accounts, I think you should give Arranger a try. It's a blast. And then there is the link to it on iTunes. Cheers, Adam.
Give what a try?
Arranger.
Spell it.
ARRANGER exclamation mark.
Did anybody do that?
No, because I don't have a US iOS account.
Okay. I did not. I did not.
No, I
do
did
that.
not.
I did not do that.
Thanks for writing in, though.
But thanks, Adam.
Yeah,
Adam.
didn't have any spare time. Rupert.
Ready?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Are you? Okay, hi. My name's
Hi.
Calixto, listening to your show from Mexico.
Hey.
I'm glad that you guys are back since you weren't there when I needed you the most. On summer when I didn't have anything to do. I
Ah,
hope you had a wonderful summer.
We did, actually. Yeah, thanks very much.
There's more though.
What?
Anyways, what was the first video game music piece you used as a ringtone? An alarm? And what is your current ringtone?
First,
Three-part question.
the first one I had was the Zelda When you got text
finding
messages.
stuff.
Yeah, finding
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, text message.
This isn't exactly an answer to that question because I can't remember the answer.
Finding stuff
My
to wow.
answer. But I remember when I used to play Dance Dance Revolution an awful lot, DDR Euromix, which had a techno remix of Duran Duran's Ordinary World on it.
Right.
And once that came on my radio alarm to wake me up in the morning, and my feet started moving in bed instinctively.
I like how you woke me up, didn't you? Anne?
I don't think I have ever done that.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should. Or did you used to like trying to make your own ringtone when phones were old enough that you could put the code in yourself?
Yeah, well, when you were doing that, Rupert was making a website, and look at him now.
Hey, who's the real winner here?
Was there any more to that letter, Rupert?
There was, but they're asking for something to be read out that
Go on
could
then.
well be rude.
Well, we're not doing it. This is down to you.
Okay, so disclaimers at the ready.
That doesn't cut it with Ofcom, just so you know.
He's asking, can you pronounce this? Puro Culiacan Compa.
The answer's no.
Boom.
Do we know what that means?
I did
No.
put it into Google Translate and it didn't come up with anything bad.
Well,
What did it come
that's
up
not
with?
rigorous.
Where it just sort of shook, and then the screen went red and white, started flashing, and then...
The police came round.
Exactly. I wonder what that was.
Okay.
If you're Mexican and you know, please write in. And apologies.
Travis writes, in all caps, "You're back!"
Yes.
One exclamation mark. Hi, Steve, and super special guest. Obviously, paying attention to what we told our listeners last week, which was when
yeah.
you email team, address it to one of us, otherwise...
Don't do anything. You got a US account? No, I'm sure one of the other guys will do that.
That was Adam's failure.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Okay. Hearing the OOL intro... Oh, Travis, you were doing so well. Hearing the 1-1 left intro is like walking into your house after coming back from holiday, blessedly familiar and comfortable.
And also disappointing after what you've just been on.
In celebration of your return, here is a limerick for you to enjoy. Limericks are usually a bit bawdy, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Oh,
There once was a man named Steve
Okay.
who was overly fond of his PS3 and, jealous in a fit of pique, threw it into a creek
I did.
as Simon yelled, "That belonged to me!"
Fired. I lost
Could've
a
been-
PS3 in one day.
Could have been worse.
Implications in that limerick. So it says in the opening couplet, there was a man named Steve who was overly fond of his PS3. Then the final line reveals the payoff, reveals
mine.
that belonged to you.
So
Basically implying that what's mine is yours.
True. Which we agreed upon, didn't we?
Yeah, we do. That's fine.
Dave Green tweeted us to say, "Good at One Life Left. Good to have you back." And then get straight down to business. I mean, I guess you have to with Twitter. He says you could mention that Anna Managuchi are on the UK tour this week, featuring at Saberpulse. We could mention that, couldn't we? I'm going. Are you going?
you?
Yeah, I'm going. It's on Sunday. I'm going to the Garage 2 in Islington. Steve, you're coming, aren't you?
I'm going.
Okay, Rupert, you coming?
Oh, no.
Anne, are you coming?
Well, I haven't been in the...
Wait, you say you haven't been invited. I bought tickets. I've bought tickets. They were £10 or something.
I didn't even know. Sure,
Well,
yeah,
you
I'm
do
going.
know now.
No, I'm going.
Where else are we going this week? Yeah, so we're going to be there on Sunday.
Wednesday, where are we going?
Wednesday, we're going to go to the Bloomsbury Theatre.
For ResoFit, for the excellent Resonance FM.
Comedy. So, yes, if you're listening to this now, go to Google ResoFit. You can still buy tickets. And if you listen to this on Wednesday, we'll see you tonight. Stuart
Yeah.
Lee's headlining.
I'm so excited.
Rob Newman, Simon Amstell, other people. We went last year. It was brilliant.
really good.
It's for an excellent cause.
Simon Amstell came round to my flat once.
Did he?
Yeah, true story. He's not as funny in real life.
What, the true story or Simon Amstell?
Both.
Right, why did he come around your house?
He did a gig in Brighton,
In your-
and he obviously had nowhere to go, and he knew someone who I knew, came round and then sat on the sofa for about 3 hours doing absolutely nothing and then left.
That's so Simon
Isn't it,
Amstell.
Simon?
Yeah.
He's going to be brilliant on Wednesday, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously, if you, it's like £20, and it's to see Stuart Lee, who sells out everywhere. Bloomsbury Theatre Wednesday night. We'll see you there, and then we'll see you at the Garage 2 on Sunday.
You're the only one that can do this. You're gonna have to operate.
Dr. Avatar, operating room dictation on patient Ketchum, Ash Red. Operative diagnosis, 3rd-degree burns occupying 2/3 of total body surface area secondary to Pokemon disobedience. Estimated blood loss, 1 liter, OR time 20 hours. The patient underwent urgent fluid resuscitation and respiratory support, after which he was placed under general anesthesia. Debridement and excision was performed on all 4 extremities with corrections of contractures in the left knee and right elbow. Primary closure was performed on open wounds to these extremities, but skin grafts were required for several areas over the thorax and abdomen. We began selective grafting around the areas of Mr. Ketchum's eyes and mouth, but due to the severity of the burns and lack of tissue pliability, we elected to perform a full facial transplant. With limited donors, however, we were unable to secure a color and texture match for him. The patient will be transferred to the burn unit ICU for monitoring of shock and infection. Ending dictation for patient Ketchum, Ash Red.
Dr. Avatar is back. You can find him on Twitter at Dr. Adam Avatar. That is the 3rd iteration of his segment. It's Dr. Avatar Surgery. I don't know where he goes from here. To the mortuary, I suppose. What are we doing now?
Shall we do the reviews? You been playing anything this week?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Hey Simon, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, you don't want to know, Anne. We do.
Yeah,
but you don't.
No, this is going to go really badly if you don't tell us.
So you know that game you were playing last week? You were playing Gone Home.
Yeah.
And that sounded and that was a game in which you go around a house.
Yeah.
And it's quite sedate and stuff. Well, I've been playing the opposite of that.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah, and it's so horrific and so terrifying. I'm genuinely thinking of reporting the person that sent it to me to the police.
What's the game, Simon?
It's called Outlast.
And what do you do in it?
Well, this is it. So I was playing it yesterday, Sunday, during the day.
Everybody knows that is safe space.
Safe space, right? And even then, I had to stop playing it. So you play the role of a member of the press who decides that there's something up at this old asylum. So you're going to journey up there and find out what the heck is going on.
That doesn't sound like me.
No. So you drive up in your car, and the security gate is abandoned. And then you say, right, okay, well, I'm going to find out once. So you break in, and then when you break in, it all goes off. And yeah, it's one of the most terrifying games I've ever played.
Off? Like nice things, like a secret party, surprise party. All your friends pop out from.
Yeah.
Hey Simon, it's great
Fireworks.
to see you.
Maybe Rockstar were there with their gangsters, and just fireworks went
Moonshine.
off. Some barbecue.
There's a man who was just bashing his head against the wall. Another man who was skewered and just said, "Get out while you can," and then I got thrown through a window. And yeah, so you play a member of the press. You don't have any weapons in it, so it's similar to Gone Home.
Yeah,
I guess. But in Gone Home, are there terrifying savages after you? For the first time ever, I've never done this before, but I was playing a part of the game yesterday, or Sunday afternoon, right, when it's all safe. When I had to go around and do some stuff like you do in video games, but there was this thing patrolling an area, and you're not sure where he is, and you have to you look through the dark by holding a video camera up and activating the night vision on it, and the battery's continually depleting, so you want to hold it up now and again. And he was going around, and I did it 3 or 4 times, and it just sort of comes up on you and grabs you and kills you. And I had to go onto the Steam community forums and just watch a man play it, a Let's Play, which I've never done before, just to see exactly where to go, because I couldn't stand. There was one bit, like, you can hide in it, and I just wanted to stay there and leave the game running forever while I was hidden in a locker. It's a first-person game. It's technically proficient. It uses their hands really well. So if you're near to a wall, you see your hands can make you sort of move along. You peer around and you put your hands up, and yeah, it's very immersive, completely terrifying. I would not recommend it at all unless you like that sort of thing, which I sort of do, but still, horrible. 7 out of 10. All right, you asked, Dan. What about you?
Regret that now. I went on Twitter earlier in the week and asked if anyone could recommend anything that was the video game equivalent of a short story, because I really like reading short stories. And someone came back and said Gravity Bone and 30 Flights of Loving as one of some of their selection. So I played those two. They're by the same designer. I can't remember his name. It's on the internet. Just look it up. And they are both okay. So they are, as far as short stories go, they are very short, which is good. So I was able to play them through a few times. But what I really liked about them, which is what I like about short stories, is that they're really, they don't give you that much information. They let you read a lot of stuff into things. So in terms of games, I preferred Gravity Bone because it feels like you are playing it more. So you're given this contract and you have to go and do a thing. And then when you get there, it tells you to go and do something else. And then it tells you to go and do something else and get somewhere else. But it doesn't give you a lot of backstory or anything around it. And you sort of just learn that from the environment and the things that you're supposed to be doing. And 30 Flights of Loving is even more like that. You just get taken from place to place. You're with you turn up with these people. You're in like you get into a plane with them, and then you're in an airport, and then it takes you somewhere else, and one of them is holding a gun in your face.
What?
And yeah, it sort of goes backwards and forwards. I don't know if I enjoyed playing it as a game because it doesn't feel like you're playing it very much. You just keep pressing buttons and then it takes you to the next bit.
That sounds like Rome on the Xbox One. Am I right?
Sounds like a good summary of pretty much every video game. Press buttons and then it takes you to the next bit.
But it sort of created a story which I wanted to find out more about. And so in that one, I did you can go through it with the director's commentary, which is where you just click on a little bit and some text comes up that the guy has written, and it's so adorable because he's just like, yeah, I wish that I could have done this a bit better, but I couldn't because it's really hard. Oh, this bit was a bit like my family used to do this, and I know that's not the best thing that you should do when you make games, but I thought it was really nice. I just thought it was really, really adorable, and it made me enjoy the game.
So it
even
feels
more.
like a personal project,
yeah,
right?
It really does. But it really immerses you in it because you make up the story around it, really. You get given a lot of clues and make up the story. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed those, and I would recommend playing them because they're super short.
Excellent. What score for both of them? Or?
I would give Gravity Bone 7 out of 10, and then also 30 Flights of Loving 7 out of 10.
Rupert, what have you been playing?
I've been playing 2 games this week, amazingly, but I'll keep it short. Super Hexagon, which you probably know all about.
Which you have to keep short because it's so tough.
Exactly.
How high did you get?
Not very good. So basically about 30 seconds on my iPhone.
That's really good.
No, so short story, went to the Virgin Media Games Space in London. Have you heard about that? It's in Shoreditch. It's open for the next couple of weeks. Plug. We like Virgin Media. Anyway, so we went there and played it for the first time with an Xbox controller, and I got to about 25 seconds. I thought I was really enjoying it, and then someone walked over and first go did 90 seconds.
No, that's impossible.
So he kind of ruined it. So that was the end of that night. But then I downloaded it on my phone, and it's really good. It's psychedelic.
Yeah.
It's really tricky, but instant replay. I recommend it. It's only a couple of quid on iOS and Android. So happy days. I've also been playing FIFA 14.
Whoa, hang on a minute. Before we move on, score for Super Hexagon, please.
So because I'm from Eurogamer, I'm afraid it has to be an 8.
He's got balls, this man.
Oh no, sorry. All right, a high 7.
FIFA 14 that's not out yet. Do you live in the future?
Exactly. Mind blowing.
So,
tell us all of the things.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot like FIFA 12 and 13, which were the last 2 FIFA
Which one is
games
it more
that I
like?
played. That's a really good question. 13.
I've heard that the players have got momentum this year.
And the ball sort of bobbles around a bit, which is well worth £40 of your money.
Okay. When's Eurogamer reviewing it?
This is only preview code. So
here we go.
Yeah. I think it's out on the end of September, 27th of September.
And what score are you going to give it?
Well, I can't score it because it's a preview.
Right, but if you were to...
It'd be a really, really strong 7.
Okay. Seems fair enough.
I was trying to get a Eurogamer score for FIFA before. So when I said you, I was asking you as in Eurogamer. And then we were going to tell you, yeah, you give it 7 out of 10.
They'll give it an 8.
I've only got 50 seconds.
Go on.
To tell you what game I've been playing this week, playing the most this week, Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo.
What? Well, you live in the past?
Yeah, I've moved house and all of my consoles
To
are
the
in
past?
boxes, and as I was putting one of them away, I found my Super Nintendo and thought I'll just stick on Super Mario Kart. And it's amazing how much you instinctively remember about old games. Just the rhythm of going around the Ghost House courses and the Mushroom Cup and all of that sort of stuff just comes back to you straight away. It's still so satisfying to win by fractions of seconds and so frustrating when you lose. Almost broke an old Super Nintendo controller, which would have been tragic. It has aged brilliantly, and I would give it a solid
You're a
7
pro.
out of 10.
7 out of 10, and the reviews theme ends.
Thank you.
Look at
very
that.
much. I should say, earlier we heard Vault 44's brilliant Why Isn't This Working? And right now, this is PSS 270 and Ghost Inside a Musical Box. As the show draws to a close, we wind down with something more relaxing. That's it.
Just pop your shoes off, Steve.
Maybe we should have a
We're all getting into bed.
maybe we should have a segment which.
Just pull your top over.
Did we
over
talk
your-
about
over
that
your face.
on the radio
bath.
show? You know when we went to see Churches,
Yeah.
and Martin from Churches said, I love your show so much. It's the only thing that sends me to sleep.
Yeah,
Thanks.
unbelievable.
Thanks.
An endorsement.
Their album's out in 2 weeks. Friends of the show, Churches.
Providers of our theme, Churches.
Yeah.
Vastly more popular than we are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Churches.
For now.
Buy that.
For now.
Rupert, have you had a good time?
I'm having a wonderful time.
It's
It's sad
over.
that it's.
It
Oh, it
is.
is over. I was going to say it's
So
almost
soon.
over.
Yeah,
it's
it's
already
almost over,
Oh,
no.
This is
blimey.
it. You're out.
That was it.
You're fired.
Oh yes.
Thank you ever so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
First
been
guest of the
fun.
series. Yeah, it's been good. Glad to have finally got you on. We're going to see you around, though. Do pop back, won't you?
Why?
Because we're having a nice time. Because we'd like to see you again.
When a show's not on, why? Like, are you here?
No, pop back every Monday.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Next week's guest,
I have no idea who it is, so
Neither
this
do
is
I.
exciting for me.
Jasper Byrne, who wrote Lone Survivor, who's written Lone Survivor.
That is exciting.
Isn't it? It's a One Life Left exclusive. He's going to pop in and tell us about the Vita version, which is on
Really?
its way soon, yeah.
Do you think there's time to add us to the game?
Well, let's ask him next week. So if you've got any questions you'd like to ask Jasper, do email into...
team@onelifeleft.com.
or you can tweet us, or you can Facebook us, or you can MySpace us, or whatever. Rupert, there's no point in plugging this show, is there? Because tickets are sold out.
Exactly.
Only place to see the PlayStation 4 ahead of its release.
And Xbox One.
And Xbox One, of course.
However, we could give away some tickets if you get people to email you.
Wow.
I don't know how you're going to do. Get them to send something interesting to
Okay.
Best questions.
Yeah.
Best letters
Best letters next week.
Best letter.
Right, that's
Right.
very kind of you. Thank you.
you. No worries.
So we'll see you there, and obviously we can keep up with you and your stuff at Eurogamer.net and gamesindustry.biz and US Gamer as well,
Yes,
of course,
yeah.
recently launched.
America.
With Jazz Rignall,
Yes.
an old idol of mine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can
Jazza.
you introduce him to Simon? Rupert.
I've met. Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
get
I always-
something signed?
Ah,
Never meet your
Simon.
idol.
Our time in journalism, we just overlapped. I think he was still working at EMAP when I joined. A man so famous that he once did a cut. Once on CVG, he gave away a cutout model of himself on the front of
that's the
CVG.
dream,
Exactly.
isn't it?
Imagine.
Oh,
So passing on, guys. Thanks ever so much for coming in, Rupert.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
You've gone a bit soon, Simon. We've got 20 seconds left, so...
Right, let's just take time to reflect on what's been before.
How would
Maybe-
you score that show out of 10?
don't know, low 7.
Oh, I'm going to be at Loading tomorrow night. If you're listening live, playtesting the card game I've invented. So do come along at 7:30.
We'll edit that out of the podcast. Thanks very much for listening. We've been One Life Left, and we'll see you next week.
bye.